you're regularly flying through London City, you wouldn't actually notice any difference here. The key thing is that this screen has stayed exactly the same, but what we've added to it is gaze tracking. And that means that we can start to see what people actually interact with and what they pay no attention to whatsoever, which allows us to work in quite a different way, because on one level it allows us to test and learn properly. So we can see on a pure comms level whether a particular message, a particular video, or a particular piece of content makes people stop and take notice. We can also see what they don't pay any attention to, and we can start to make sure that the comms is most effective. And what we've also found actually is that actually allows us to test and learn around concepts and products as well as the pure communications themselves, especially with it being London City, because London City has people coming through every day who are incredibly hard to test with in any other setting. They're incredibly busy people, often with quite high-powered jobs, and actually the airport is one of the few places where they've actually got, whether it's half an hour or whether it's an hour, of time to actually interact with different things. And then we can make changes in real time to make it work more effectively. And one of the interesting things is with pure communications, you might just be testing what's on the screen. But what brands are increasingly doing is they're taking some of the early stage data, so it's taking some of the early stage learning from putting an image up on the screen and then following up with people in this space to talk about, one, how can we make the communications better, but also how can we make features of the core product better and work better for the people that are here.
We are embarking on a huge development programme here at the airport. It's £480 million worth of development, which will see the airport almost double in size. Our media assets, as a result of that, will completely change and transform. And what we're hoping to do is use technology in order to put media assets into the terminal that will provide advertisers with an experience and will enable them to use that technology in the most efficient way possible. With the advent of digital media, people are buying advertising for much shorter spaces of time, and they're also wanting to get the best solution for them in terms of who they're targeting. By using data like this, they can understand exactly who is passing through the terminal at whatever point in time, what they're most responsive to, and therefore that makes their media buying and their creative use on those screens much more beneficial for what their brand messaging or their advertising message is going to be.
We can understand all kinds of things. So first of all, we can understand, look over here, how many people are in the space at different times a day, and then how many of them actually, first of all, engage at all with the messaging that's up there, and also how long for. The thing that's interesting around that is you can also tell, you can break that down in terms of the different types of content that's up, and that can either be, so for today, it's actually different types of content. We've got some quiz content, we've got information around a particular event, we've got videos that we can track how people engage. From all of this, obviously the data doesn't give you the answer, but it allows people to really understand how a particular message performs, how it performs for different types of people, and then how they can respond to that.